talk into running for something. And we need to ask them. And then when we ask them, we need to let party leaders know that we have asked them, so that we have people becoming candidates because they've been asked from the ground up instead of from the top down, or really both ways. I think every woman in this room should stop and think before the day's over about running for office and about the people that she knows who might run for office, and some of those people might be standing here right next to her. My thoughts on this issue are supported by an email I got and a study that came across my computer while I was composing my remarks tonight. I had the opportunity, and I see Joanne Zimmerman in the room, and it was her daughter Beth Boland who introduced me to Barbara Lee, who's a philanthropist in Boston who is very supportive of women candidates. And she put up the money for Rutgers University to do a study called Pose to Run. And this study actually surveyed women who had run as legislators across the country, and asked them what it was that helped them be successful and what they needed as candidates. And the 4 topics that came out were these. Women need to be recruited. Women need to be asked. 2, political parties matter. 3, organizations help women run, and I would suggest that this is just such an organization, and resources are important. This is a study that you might want to read, and as a result of that, I'll make sure that you have the URL so that you can go take a look at their website and read the whole study, because it really just came out in the last couple days, and I think that you'd find it very interesting. If enough women run, the best will get elected. But we shouldn't support them, and they shouldn't get elected just because they're women. Most of us support candidates, both male and female, who care about a broad spectrum of issues and who have a creative approach to solving problems and changing the status quo by educating people. I would like the people who represent me to think about how they could change the numbers for women in Iowa. A quick look at the webpage for the Commission on the Status of Women will show you what sort of challenges we face. You also could take a look at the Chrysalis has done the Foundation's Women's Alliance Project report, which Terry Hernandez tells me they're updating, so it's not right now available on their website. And also Nexus did a report on the status of women boards and commissions and how they serve in the Des Moines area, which I've seen, but which I don't think is available where anybody can just get to it. So I'm hoping, and Terry assures me, that they're going to put the Nexus report up on their website too. They're just trying to do that right now and to update those. Because we have economic and political clout, in the short term, women can really make a difference in this election. They can control the conversation this year, and I think they can do that by asking questions of our candidates that highlight their attitudes about the issues that affect women. I would like to suggest that women activists, that we as women activists challenge the news media in Des Moines and around the state and ask them to partner with a college or a university to start a forum much like the Black-Brown Forum that we do during the presidential elections. I would like for all of us to suggest to the media people we know and possibly local colleges and universities that we should, before this next election and after the primaries are over, have a women's forum that would engage the candidates for Congress and the candidates for governor to look at issues of concern to women. I spent quite a while trying to craft some questions, and I came up with so many that they didn't all fit on the page. And so I went back and chose 25 questions, and I've had them printed on a card. Mary Trick, who's with me, has, I think, enough for everybody in the room if you'd like to take them with you. I'm hoping that you'll use these questions as a starting point, that you will change them if it occurs to you and you want to put them in your own voice, or hopefully they will intrigue you enough that maybe you would craft some more. I hope that this is the beginning of an opportunity that we can take to actually look at the economic impact of women in our state and ask the really vital questions that we need to ask in terms of choosing our candidates in this upcoming election. So I hope you'll take these with you, and I hope you'll ask them at the dinner table and talk about them at your own tables. I hope that when candidates call you for money, that you'll use them as a starting point to ask questions. I hope you'll take them with you to legislative forums and to the places where you have an opportunity to ask candidates questions. I think that as we're working to elect women, we need to make sure, and it's in our best interests to make sure, that we understand how men currently representing us would answer these questions. So I leave these with you, and I also made a few copies, not nearly enough for everyone here, but if you're interested in the various sites that you can go to actually look at the status of women in Iowa, I would urge you to do so. And that we help frame these questions really with the frame that Katty Kay and Claire Shipman created in this book. Because most of the questions that I've created here are really framed around economics. If women are doing well in our state, then everyone is doing well. So I thank you for coming tonight and supporting. I've met a lot of new candidates in the room and people who are running for office. And I am also going to take my remarks tonight and start talking with them, I have already started to talk about these things with some of the media people in the state and some other people as well, and I hope that you'll join me in that quest. And hopefully, when August comes and we're celebrating the 90th anniversary of women's suffrage, that we will also be able to gather together and talk about these questions and some that you will add to the conversation. So thank you very much.